Greetings. I'm Vijay Vaitiswaran, the Global Energy and Climate Innovation Editor of The Economist. I'd like to welcome our audience to Countdown to COP27 Abu Dhabi. We are delighted to have a few words from Bill Gates, founder of Breakthrough Energy and co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Now, Bill, as you know, we have a large Middle Eastern and in-person audience as part of this event. We recognize that the UAE and the Middle East region has set some significant net zero targets, but also as big energy producers, what role do you think that region needs to play in the rapid decarbonization of energy?
The UAE is, very forward-looking, and setting a good example of aggressive goals. They built some nuclear reactors that are just coming into service, and did that in a very thoughtful way and managed those projects quite professionally. It is a paradox for those countries that unless we can figure out a super totally clean way to extract hydrogen from their resources, primarily their natural gas, that the potential revenues as we achieve our goals here could go down quite a bit. And so to have them, investing in new approaches, looking at the hydrogen pathway, so-called methane pyrolysis type hydrogen. It's great to have them involved, and the fact that the COP after this one will be hosted by the UAE.
If we take a larger frame, going beyond that, what would your vision be for 2050 for an age of transformation in the Middle East, which has supplied the last century with a lot of its energy, but maybe some of the countries will be the last man standing, as it were, with these vast hydrocarbon resources, but also have the potential to do CCS or green hydrogen or blue hydrogen, a variety of things that other countries may not have the resources to. What would you like to see as that vision for 2050?
Well, certainly the world at large underinvests in R&D on these issues. Fusion gets some R&D, and now you have some private sector money coming into that. In the long run, that will be a critical technology. Very hard to predict when, so we don't want to rely on it. But surprising amount of progress in that area. Nuclear fission, a new generation of reactors that are inherently safe and whose economics are significantly better than what we've had to date with fairly complex designs. I think the Middle East can be one of many regions that looks at that and is a participant. Clean hydrogen, I'd be super disappointed if a lot of that wasn't coming out of the Middle East and maintaining some of the value of particularly the natural gas assets that they have. The Middle East is definitely part of the solution. They're lucky that many of the countries can accumulate enough wealth that, given modest population sizes, certainly, in Qatar, UAE, they can provide for their future. Saudi Arabia needs to be a player in, industrial output, because they're not going to, even though they have this incredible level of profitability on a per capita basis, they won't be able to accumulate similar resources. So they, in the end, it's always your human capital that decides how well off you are. Everything else is a bit ephemeral besides human capital.
It's great. Powerful words to close on. Bill Gates, thank you very much.
Thank you.